let's get started. Welcome. So I looked at something and check it out, and then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes have passed. I was like, holy hell, Jesus. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's going well today. I'm going to jump straight into it. So, I don't know exactly what I wanted to achieve today because we achieved what we wanted last week. We could potentially fill out this, however, I'm probably going to lean on no today. It's something I'll probably end up doing during the week when I have time just to play around with Python and stuff like that. Because a lot of the data for the fixtures, we have essentially got to build up and so forth like that. So it'll be me going back to the scripts and being like, all right, cool. Let's just fake and fill all of this. All right, so nearly dropped the cube. We've got a couple of to-dos here. We've also got the Kanban board, which a lot of that is on the Kanban board. We've got the API unit tests, which we could potentially do. We could have a quick look at CircleCI and see how we're actually going with those particular tests. I gotta log in. Give me a couple of seconds. All right, log in with GitHub. Hopefully it doesn't show anything bad. Yay, I think, yeah, yay. All right, let's go into this particular one. I'll jump back to the proper screen. And as you can probably hear, you can hear Socks has her own opinions at the moment. About what I should be doing. Yes. Yes, I know. Say hi. There we go. All right. So the API would be part of the backend tests. We want to go into the artifacts, and we just got to. So, there it is. It's index.html. And as you can see, the GDPR wizard, with no surprise at all, has no tests in it. And then we've got the decorators checking user permissions for the org permissions, which is funny because that should automatically, yeah, we should be hitting this. Extra permissions, and do we not call this anywhere in our code base? Oops, I've got the wrong file mask on. From partials, import, organize. I'll have to figure out why that's the case. No problem. So we should be, yeah, the user API serializer here. As you see, a lot of this API sort of stuff is not done. We do have Kanban levels, which isn't done, and the Kanban columns, which should be easy to sort of do with unit tests. You just got to test the CRUD and make sure that if people don't have permissions to actually make those changes, that they can't make those changes. So yeah, a lot of that would be very easy to sort of implement. Yeah, and more API stuff and so forth. At the moment, we've got 66% coverage. We definitely want to raise that up a lot higher than this, which will happen. So yeah, down. Yeah, thought so. All right, so there's that. We could do, sorry. So we've kind of created the fixture for the GDPR wizard, but we've got 3 hours of work to actually insert more data. And once that's done, it's actually creating the unit tests for it. Now this is for the card information. Oh, we don't have an ID number. And we've hit our first ad break. All right, for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. That's just to stop the pre-rolled ads from happening on Twitch. Don't worry, you don't get any ads, don't worry. Yeah, and we do this to make sure no one misses out on any content. So yeah, Get to see me play with my cube. You also get to see Socks sometimes. She's off to, well, my right. I don't know, your left. So yeah, you gonna say hello? She's like, hello. So yeah, hopefully everyone's going well today. So yeah. Yeah, I'm doing good. I can't complain. Can't complain at all. So yeah. Alright, we're about 30 seconds left. Let's see if I can get this cube done in that time. Probably not. No, probably not, because I've mucked up there. That was a very slow move. And then I've got to do this, and then... Oh, there we go. Cool. Just in time. Alright. About 5 seconds left. Just up 3, yep, 2, and... Welcome back, everyone. All right, cool. So going back with this, I don't know if that's a bug. Let's actually find out if, so stop knocking stuff off, please. All right, so we've got the card ID for the card information. So that's how it's meant to look in production. So a user joins, a user opens up a card and the card information will be there. But for the public stuff, let's actually have a look. So let's open up NearBeach source. JavaScript, we want the components and we want public. And then in here, we want the public Kanban card information. So we have the card title, we've got the row, we've got the card text. Ooh, this might actually be part of a bigger show component usage. Ooh. All right. Import public Kanban board. It's been used in here like that. All right, cool. That's a modal. All right, public card. Let's show component usage. Yep, all right. So I'm just going to open up NearBeach. I'm going to see what the templates say. NearBeach templates. We've got the public somewhere in here. Public. We should have the public Kanban card information. We just want to open it. So it's got the Kanban. It's not passing. All right, nope. I see the issue. It's meant to be like that. So that is definitely a bug. Let's just record it as a bug. So we've got that. We're going to go into here. We're going to not click a new dashboard. We're going to click on that and the new issues. We are going to paste that in very, very quickly. So we're going to say public Kanban card does not show the card ID. And it's something you want to actually show to public users because they might reference that ID for you. So method 1, go to a public link for a Kanban card, expected results. User can read out the Kanban card ID, actual results. There is no results. There is no card ID. All right, this is a very quick and easy one that we've just fixed. All right, we just keyed that in. We have this as, this would be a normal priority, but that's perfectly fine. We're just gonna put it at submitted. We'll submit the whole thing first. This will be Kanban, or public links it should be. Yeah, public links. All right, the version, now this will be alpha 0.31.92. Because we're going to fix it in this particular version. We could potentially release this tonight. All right, I'm going to hit create. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go, well, this is technically now ready for retesting. Sorry. Like that. And then what I want to do is I actually want to test this properly. So I'm going to just hit play. Now, because this is part of the templates, the Django templates, I don't need to compile anything So I'm just going to run onto my local host. We're just going to, let's say for admin, that's perfectly fine. Let's go into view or objects. We want, let's say, one of these. We're just going to go misc. We're going to copy this, and what we're going to do is we're going to open up somewhere where we're not logged in, and there it is. Perfect. All right, going over here, we want to go git status, git add, git commit, bug fix, and we've got the wrong thing in there, so I'm just going to do that. Git commit, bug fix, and then I want to go over here. And I want to click on that one again and then go over here and then paste that. All right, cool. So there's that fix. Quick and easy. And then, yeah, that's just ready for retesting. The reason why I put ready for retesting is when I go to actually deploy, I can test. And also I've got a neat place where I can go, all right, cool. These are the issues I fixed within this release. So yeah, that's why. All right, with the current issues, we've got 29 at the moment. I'm just going to hit refresh. It should actually drop down. So we have. I'm going to organize by priorities. The critical up at the top, GDPR wizard, success page not found. Let's just fix a couple of bugs tonight. We can get some of these out. And then what I could do is I need to work on the GDPR wizard. That's just going to require me just creating more and more data in the system. All right, in the fixtures, sorry. So, success page not found. So let's actually fix this particular bug up. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to drop the database we've actually got at the moment. Not to worry, they're built off fixtures in my local dev environment. So we're going to, well, first I need to go source VM bin activate to actually activate my Python virtual environment. And then I want to go Python 3 manage migrate to create the databases. Or database, there's just one database. And then I wanted to go Python 3 manage load data, and we're going to go NearBeach fixtures, and we're going to do the GDPR wizard data setup. And that's just because there's a lot of data in there. I do believe it has the we've included the deleted user, which is someone who we want to actually keep. So I'm just going to hit stop and refresh just to refresh everything. Cool. I don't know why I'm getting connection to socket. I don't know why that's happening. Let's go. I'm going to close these for the moment. Just because I want to focus on fixing up these bug issues. So we're going to go into localhost. We're going to jump in as an administration user. So in as an administration user, we can go into the GDPR wizard. It isn't in any of the menus just yet because this is a very pre-alpha sort of thing. Now, what we did the other day is I think we did the user. Yeah, we did a user. We're going to do that again. So data has been fetched. Please move the data. All right. Yep. We've got a bug report in for this particular page. We're actually happy with it. Essentially, with the data to be removed, that is anything where you've written in a text box or something like that. For example, the user's name in there or the user's ID. And it's going through and it's going to go, all right, cool. We've got to remove this email from this particular location. And that's it. The idea is it's meant to come up as a table and you can go through, and I think we're going to make it so you can yeah, we're going to make it so you have to tick each of those. All right. So at the moment we're like this. I'm just opening up the network tab, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on persistent logs. I'm going to submit GDPR deletion, and we've got this success. That just goes nowhere. We've got the GDPR wizard. There it is. We've got the submit. We just don't have the success page. It's just the missing page. So what I want to do is, in here, I'm just going to close all tabs. We don't need any of that open. I am going to minimize that a little bit more. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to minimize all of that. I am going to go NearBeach, views, and then GDPR wizard. And then I am, and it's going to be, how are you? Hopefully you're going well. It's going good for me. I've just been really, really busy. So yeah, hopefully you're going well. So yeah, welcome back. All right, so in here, we've got the GDPR search sort of stuff. So yeah, that's just an object that tells our system, hey, look here, look there, and so forth like that. And immersion Els, welcome. How are you going? We've got that's just an internal function, so we're going to ignore all internal functions at the moment. We're going to scroll all the way down. We actually want, so we've got the GDPR get data, we've got the GDPR search data, we've got the GDPR submit, and the GDPR wizard. We just need a success page. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look back here. When we post, we go to submit. All right, cool. So we go into submit. It goes through each of those things. And then, oh, all right. Now that submit, I do believe, will have to actually be a post. Yeah, it will have to be a post. Started messing with Python again recently because I needed a win and Rust was killing. Fair enough. Everything was going well with Python, and then I found Mojo. I may have found my new favorite language. Oh, nice. I have not played with Mojo. I don't even know what it is. Immersion. You're good. I think you don't see the YouTube chat. Yeah, sorry. I'm not quite used to like the people chatting this early and stuff like that. Give me like a minute or two to reply. I do apologize. I do sort of focus on the code, so yeah. All right, I know I need to do that is like get method or something like it's use method. Oh, I forgot what the decorator's called. But I think we call it not like that. No, all right. Give me a couple of seconds. Profile view. Required methods, that's it. Okay, going to put one up there. I'm just going to import this particular library. It's pretty easy. We just go, wait for that, and then import the views decorators. All right, sweet. So we only need posts in this. So the post, make sure the user's logged in, make sure that the user is the super admin, and yes. Now the GDPR wizard, that's perfectly fine. With the data, GDPR wizard data, we definitely need the post method in here. We want to restrict those down. Once again, this will be the exact same with the GDPR wizard get data, and the rest is internal functions. Now, I'm trying to remember how we actually hit there. So this is just the front page, the thing. This is the submit. So we go through, it does that, and then depending on what we do here, so if we get the user, we go up here, and then we do all of this, and then we just return. Have I just not set up the we should be hitting that. All right, I'm gonna do a test. If you do an app to graduate, I graduated with maths, so if you're doing computer science, programming, sure, but yeah. All right, so going here, how did we get from submit to success? I'm not sure. So we posted this and then it comes back and then it's like that not found. All right, I'm gonna actually do a bug on this. So I've just put a debug point right there. We'll see what we hit. I'm gonna go next. I'm going to go, let's just delete this particular user again. We need to have that thing disappear a lot quicker, and then it'll be deleting user. Easy done. Submit, delete. Boom. All right, so we've hit this. We're going forward. We're going forward. It's not that. It is a user. And it goes down here. And it... honestly, it should just say that. Yeah. I mean, it won't take me long to set this up. But at the same time, I'm really confused why. I think it's probably because this is a post and there's something about Django that will be like, no, it's got to be a page. So let me just go Django post success. Django after updating a post, requests and responses, because yeah, I've just got a simple HTTP response. So yeah, I have two words for you: trait inheritance. Ooh, that's nice. So Mojo, you say. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna Mojo programming language. All right, let's have a look. Function add, you got size int, out will be a layer 10. All right, that's already going over my head. That parameter for I range for reduce. Okay. Mojo to extend Python. Oh. Ooh, this looks interesting. Oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna save that up there for the moment. Yeah, thank you, Scotty B. You're doing computer science. I need to create a functionally project on the final stage, but I even have idea about what to do. Resilient and do not know much English. Oh, that's okay. With your project, like, are there Are they trying to tell you to build a specific thing? So, for example, a to-do list, or are they like you can build whatever? All right, I am going to quickly go. Yeah, HTTP response. All right, cool. Give me 2 seconds. Django. Django approach HTTP response. Going to success page. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that though. Right. Oops, wrong key. No. Oh, there's only 2 things in there. And you can call back from Mojo to Python. Alright. I'm just going to assume that we are hitting this. I don't know why it's... actually, no, I think I know why. Because I'm posting to it. But even then, if I post to it, it's... Why is it adding success at the end? Build whatever if contribute to community. You have any suggestions? Ooh. Alright. Kinda. But I'm going to ask a couple more questions. So, one of my questions is, what type of programming did you want to end up doing? Did you want to do web development? Did you want to do app development? Did you want to do game development? What type of development did you want to do? Alright. This is a weird one. Because we're going into submit. Because yeah, if we wanted to redirect this to, we would do it into success. We would go redirect. And then it would be not that. Do we have a redirect anywhere in the code? It's been a while since I've actually done redirect in Django. So no mixing HTTP and HTTP. Yep. That's all good and dandy. Class redirect. That's the one I wanted. And we do need to import it, so I keep missing that little, there it is. And then in here, it's GDPR success. I think that's it. No content. Let me double check that because it's been a while. Form redirect. Ah, yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Sweet. Oh, but I want to use the proper URLs. Reverse, that's what I need. And then I need to import that as a library. Oh, actually response redirect, yep, and then reverse. Yep, okay, cool. Let's go up here from Django.urls, import, reverse, easy done. I need to find, there it goes, so that should be perfectly fine. Jupyter Wizard success will actually belong after this, so it won't be a post, but we're just going to grab these 4 lines. We're going to go down here. We're just going to paste those in like that. We are going to do this as a simple get. This will be called success. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a simple template. So template will equal something. We'll figure it out. It should be loader. It's literally down here, get template. Not loader, sorry, get template. Now we don't have it yet, so NearBeach, GDPR. Now we'll have success.html. We'll put that in a second. Get context. We'll definitely need themes. So once again, we'll have get theme. And then it's just like, yeah, return HTTP response T render C. It's that simple. We just need to create that right now. So I'm going to minimize everything. We're going to open up NearBeach. We're going to open up NearBeach. We are going to go into templates, open up NearBeach. We're going to open up GDPR Wizard. We're going to create a, actually, I'll tell you what, sometimes it's just great to copy, paste, and just rename it, because it's pretty much got everything we need in it. We don't need any of this. We can just remove it. We can just go a div alert, div class equals alert info, and then what we could do is just have a simple paragraph. Oh, I want to do this. So I'm just seeing if we can actually have anything else in alert. Like, do we have a structure? Like, sure, we've got that. We've got that. No, not really. So if we go in as a card, we've got a hero and a footer and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what we need to sort of do. I'm just going to copy that to clipboard. We just need to paste this in. There'll be no VueJS on this particular page. The reason being is we won't need it. Anyway, Emerson, the reason why I've asked what type of like development you want to actually get into is because I would recommend building something headed towards that. So for example, if you wanted to build a, if you want to become a web developer, my recommendation is to actually build a simple sort of profile sort of page. So you got your basic sort of your blog functionality, you've got your basic who am I type of stuff and so forth like that, so you can actually use it after you graduate. If you were going to do if you wanted to get into game development, my recommendation was to look at building a very small game. It doesn't have to be crash hot. It could be proof of concept levels. All right, so it's just to see it work and so forth like that. Do you think if I make some lights blink, I'll pass? That would be too easy. Potentially, but if you wanted to get into circuitry design and stuff like that, then getting an Arduino and making it do stuff, yeah, that would be pretty cool as a final project. Oh, and we've just hit ad breaks again on Twitch. So yeah, for those on YouTube, we tend to do this every half an hour, so people on Twitch don't get pre-rolled ads, they suck. Essentially what actually happens is you join the Twitch channel, you get ads, sucks. This stops that from happening. We do this also so no one misses out on any content, but I still chat and so forth like that during this, and you get to see me solve Rubik's Cube. You also get to see my cat's socks jump into frame every now and then. Or if she's been really naughty, she'll jump up and be like, hello. Yeah. But yeah, it's up to you. My recommendation is don't overscope yourself. Do a proof of concept type of thing. So, for example, if you were doing like circuitry and stuff like that, a card reader, being able to read and clone a card. I know some are encrypted and stuff like that, but you can get those little things that won't be encrypted and stuff like that, and so forth like that, to do it as a proof of concept. Oh yeah, this is Socks. She's usually on my stream, causing trouble sometimes. So yeah. Otherwise, game-wise, yeah, just a simple game. It doesn't have to be overly hard. It could be a simple platformer. Oh, and ads are finished. Welcome back, everyone. What else did I say with the programming? Desktop application. It could be... Oh, it's been a while since I've built a desktop application. It could be something simple. A Java full stack developer. If we, I'm just going to give something very, very generic. Doesn't necessarily, this isn't necessarily JavaScript. Any real site really. Like you could, I did give the example before of a sort of a profile. So your own portfolio, where you can do something like a page of who am I, what do I know, here's a blog section and so forth like that, and built from scratch. Yeah, that's a very simple one to do. Otherwise, really, you can build whatever you want. If you're like, you know what, I want to build something like this because it's cool, or because I know people would use this, go ahead, just build it. Start building it. All right, let's just do that. Now this would be the header, GDPR wizard success. All right, cool. Now I don't think we need the fig caption and all that kind of stuff. The GDPR wizard has successfully been run. The data has been purged from the database. Alright, cool. We won't need that, we won't need that, we won't need that, we won't need any of that or that. I think a simple sort of message like that should suffice. Let's have a look. And I haven't linked it up with the URLs yet, so... Yep, let's go back down. Let's go URLs. We want the GDPR wizard. Oh. Hang on a minute. What crazy stuff have I done? I haven't put these in separate. No. I just can't find it. There it is. So we've got submit, and now we just need success. So we've. Oh, what the? All right, that was weird. Put that there. I don't know what happened then. I thought I clicked that. What country? What country you have to new developers and science computers? Sorry, could you reframe that question? I don't understand what you're trying to ask. All right, GDPR wizard, we're not going to get data. We are going to be success. Did I spell success right? No, I didn't. Actually, now I'm second guessing. Give me 2 seconds. I'm terrible at spelling. All right, I got it. All right, yep. That will be GDPR wizard success, name equals GDPR wizard success. What we want to do is we want to copy that. And before I do anything, I'm starting to have a feeling I redirected the front end. And I don't need to do it back here. I just need that. Give me a couple of seconds. Let's go back on here. Oh, I hate how this is set up sometimes. No, but I don't have any response data. All right, not a problem. Let's go GDPR wizard submit. So we've got 2 submits. We do it in the VueJS and stuff like that, and then yeah, we do it here. All right, cool. What advice would you give to new developers and computer scientists? No, that's perfectly fine. The only way you can get better is to practice. That's perfectly fine. I understand. Sometimes I can't say what I want to ask. My advice: build something. Build little. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be a small, little, tiny project. My usual recommendation is to build tiny projects, something you can do in a couple of hours and stuff like that. So just keep building little tiny things, and then after a while, these little diagrams of different projects and stuff like that. After a while, come back and have a look at the first ones you've built and think, I know a lot more now. How can I improve this? How can I rewrite this to make this more efficient and stuff like that? Yeah, that's my main recommendation, is to build stuff. And that way, when you're like in interviews and so forth like that, and they ask a question being like, all right, have you ever had this type of problem? You can probably most likely say, yeah. Be like, oh yeah, I was building this particular project. I had that particular issue and I did this to actually solve it. So yeah. Most of my interviews, I talk about NearBeach a lot. So yeah. They'll have a question and I'll be like, oh yeah, in NearBeach we had this particular issue where we weren't doing, I'm going to reference a bug I solved the other night. We were doing pagination, but we forgot to actually sort of think about pagination when it was dealing with numbers that were rather large. And what we did is we sort of sat down and wrote a method where it breaks it down, so if it meets certain conditions, it renders in a particular way. I would elaborate a little bit more on that, but yeah. Alright, so we are doing it here. So in the GDPR wizard, I'm just going to go HTTP response. We don't need to actually send anything back. The 200 response is perfectly fine. And what will actually happen is it'll redirect to here. This will send it through. The get theme, I need to actually send the request through like that. And then it's, yeah, I thought this mucked up. Yeah, there we go. That, yeah. And a lot of people, now I don't do this. One day I might do it. There's a lot of people who use LeetCode and stuff like that too. I have nothing against it. I just don't have time. So, to put it bluntly, I just don't have time. I can see it being very, very useful in the sense of sort of bypassing the first stage of, you know, interview processes and stuff like that. So yeah, but because I haven't really used it, it doesn't make sense for me to be like, oh, you got to use this when I haven't. All right, so going back in here, and hey, how are you? I know you told me to call your name, and I've for some strange reason, I don't know why, I am leaning on Bunny, and I know it's the most incorrect name you've, because last stream you were here, you told me to. Alright, how are you, Corpse Jack? Sorry, I've absolutely, I don't know why I'm thinking Bunny. I just don't know. So yeah, you're good? Okay, that's good. Where was I? Right, I was there, I was going up here, I was going to refresh, unable to connect, because we have a problem. GDPR, wizard success. Do we want wizard success or success? I'm gonna go. Let's jump into the URLs. Why did I? Okay. Yeah. No. It is technically the wizard success. I'm gonna go back on wizard success. All right. Yes, Corpse Jack. I don't know why. I know you told me last stream or the stream before to call you by a particular name, and for some strange reason that name has escaped me, and all it's replaced with is Bonnie. Stinky boy. Oh, possibly. I have a terrible memory. I do apologize. Alright, I do want to, because I like to put things in alphabetical order. There we go. There we go. Stinky boy. Alright, yeah. So, yeah. No, yeah. Man, it's a thing on DNA on devs have a magic cube. or, no, this one's cooler. They'll have a, there we go. They'll have a little rubber duck. This one's cool. It's got like a little welding helmet, and undies. So yeah. But yeah, it's my little fidget tool. You'll see me just do this randomly. Right there. Alright, so we've got that there. I am going to double check the URL should all work now. Socks is pacing, and ooh, that doesn't work. Alright, not a problem. I think I know why. And it is as simple as going to the GDPR wizard. This one, we've got the template wide. We just need template. And if we hit refresh, there we go. And I'm probably going to do card info. Or is it card info? Let's look it up. Sizing, navigation, image, card styles. We've got card. Oh, okay. your friend having a Charizard with the head of Dwayne Johnson. You're talking about fair. Yep, whatever works. So yeah, it's called rubber duck debugging, where, and this does actually happen, and I will say yes, I do this too. So this is out of experience, where I've had a problem and stuff like that. I'm like, I just need to, I need help on this problem. And the instant you explain the problem to someone, you're like, oh no, wait, I've just figured it out. All right, cool, here it is, thank you, bye. So the idea is you just like get any sort of toy, object, whatever, and you just talk to it. You go through the steps, and doing that helps you solve the problem. So yeah. Other involved, usually inanimate objects or pets such as dog or cat. Teddy bears are also widely used. So yeah. All right. In this sort of case, contrast in color, helper. All right, cool. We've got text background primary. Let's do this one. I just want to see what it's like. I'm just going to inspect this. I'm just going to go up here. Oops, I'm going to click the wrong thing. Oops, I did it again. I am going to click in this, and I'm just going to paste in that, and I'm going to hit enter. And I'm kind of like, nah, I hate it. All right, cool. That's not a problem. We'll just go like this and leave it like that. Yeah. But also at the same time, when you're sort of explaining stuff to other people too, sometimes your brain is just like, it just figures it out. It's awesome. Happens to me all the time. So yeah. All right. That's done. So we figured this one out. I've just copied this. I'm just going to go to the front. I'm going to go git status, if I can spell. So we've got the GPR success wizard. We've edited the template for the success.html. Yep. We've edited the URLs and we've edited the views. Yep. Git add, git commit, bug fix. We're just going to enter that in like that, and then we're going to go, whoa, we're going to yell at git then, and we're going to git push. Is it done? Okay, so we're down 2 bugs tonight. So this one is now ready for retesting. We're going to go back to our current issues. We're going to sort by the priority. I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to collapse that. We're going to skip these 2 major ones because they're actually I know you guys can't actually see this. I do realize that the screen, I've got ultra wides, and I do realize that the screen cuts off in the middle. Let me actually do something for that. All right, cool. There we go. So I'm ordering by priority. So these are the, yeah, we're just going to go from the top down. So we've got the GDPR wizard, deleting user does not delete. So we're going to have to actually we're going to have to fix that full stop. So that one we'll need to fix. We're skipping the next 2 major ones because they're actually slated for the 0.32 release, the first release candidate. That's just because, yeah, there'll be a lot of changes. Yeah, they're just in there to make sure I make those changes because, yeah, they're technically bugs. Public information pages, we need to actually fix that too, and I need to actually figure out a better solution than what's actually happening. Alright. And that might be one of those things that I might move to the API. The reason why I might move it to the API is because I can get the page all loaded up for the user. I can be like, all right, cool, we're checking the permissions. Make sure that this all makes sense. And yeah, I think it'll be a better user experience that way. So at the moment, backticks are causing issues in the system. Yeah, I've just got to improve that way, how I'm getting the data to the front end. Well, this is one of those things where, so I'm just in my head, I'm like rattling off a bunch of things. So, when investigating the issue, an issue called the public link, we noticed that the backtick would cause rendering issues on the page. So far, this has not affected other public links. However, it has brought up some issues of how we should be passing this information into the templates. Yeah. We are also currently thinking of moving the rendering of this to the API calls in the future, and I think that would be a better solution. So, we have decided to move this to an API call system. I have created the following card to improve the public system. All right, cool. Sweet. So the idea being is AI maybe would help you, or don't you like or not use as much AI on problems. AI is a tool in the sense that when you're sort of developing and so forth like that, you'll use multiple different tools. AI can be good for quickly giving you a summarization of a sort of like documentation or something like that, giving you sort of breadcrumbs or threads into other I lost my train of thought then, sorry. AI can be good to give you sort of that basic sort of knowledge at the top. However, you should be using other tools and so forth like that to further enhance that. So let's go into ChatGPT. I don't know if I'm logged in or not, probably not. Yeah, let's say logged out. So for example, you might not know a particular thing. So let's say Umbraco forms. I want to be able to check a submission is spam or not. How can I do this? This will come up with an option. So built-in honeypot fields. You're like, oh, cool. I could potentially do that. You'll go off. You'll research that. Recapture, you will go off and research how you could implement that. Custom workflow, you'll be like, oh, okay, custom workflows. You'll be like Umbraco forms, custom workflows, and you come across some documentation in here where you're like, oh, okay, this is how I would implement something like this. And so forth like that. This should be a jumping off point into other things too. It shouldn't be your one-stop shop. You should also not everly rely on it to do everything. So yeah. And Saga, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Sorry to leave you hanging there. Yeah, I am just just fixed up a bug. We're jumping onto sort of. I'm just making an excuse to put this off to 0.32. So, yep, I'm doing that right now. I do need to go to prod Kanban information 2 to create that ticket. So that would be, I don't know if I've actually got a workflow for this. Let me just, let's just go edit the Kanban board. That just brings up this. So we've got documentation. I don't think I've got the private links. No, I don't. All right, cool. So I'm going to create a new card. It'll be in blocked. It'll be called, not private links, public links API. This normal, all right, cool. And we'll explain in here what we're going to be doing. We'll be moving the public links to an API system. This will help us implement custom permission checks. Alright, easy done. I'm just going to add that in. I forgot to... Actually, no, you need to create it first, and then you can actually assign the tag. So we're putting that in the 0.31 branch. We're also going to create a public link. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it over here. Links. Is done. So, and then what I want to do is I want to scroll down, and in the MISC we're going to have public links system. Move backend to API call. I won't do that. Alright. I will, however, in this one, actually put in a proper description. We'll be moving the public links to the API. The page will load up a simple view template, and from there it will render out what it requires. Alright, cool. It will request the backend if the user has permissions first, then it'll get the data. Alright, save and close. Easy done. So, I'm just going to close that one because knowing me, I'll probably open it and think it's my local dev environment, which it is not. So in here we've done that. I'm going to add the comment. We're going to put on the versions for being RC1, which is going to be 0.32. Okay, cool. That was a lot of words for me saying I don't want to do that one. Alright, priority, critical, we're going to do that one. All of these ones we're skipping, and then GPL with wizard, missing data for, oh yep, cool. Going to do that one too. And then we've got a bunch of those, so yeah. You've worked 100% alone on this project? No, not quite. I do, so, we do actually get pull requests every now and then, a lot during Hacktoberfest. However, a couple of my mods on Twitch do actually submit pull requests. We also got ideas and so forth like that. So a lot of people have come in and been like, listen, can you actually change this? Could you do this? I better not go to prod for that one. Let's go into here. Oh, there's a lot of data in here. Kanban information. Let's go 1, I think it is. So, for example, these swim lanes are collapsible and expandable. That was actually a user requested idea. We've also got these numbers up at the top telling you how many tickets or cards are in those particular columns and particular rows or swim lanes or however you want to call these, and so forth. That was also user feedback. So yeah, we've had quite a lot of people actually contribute little tiny things here and there, stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, and I think it is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Alright, we're going to close all those tabs. We are going to have a look at the current issues. The GPR wizard deleting users not done. So this is actually a critical bug. So the functionality of this feature does not work at the moment, which is not good. So we've probably done it for a particular reason, and I think it's because we haven't got any of the unit tests in place just yet. And we've just hit another ad break on Twitch. I can't believe, has that really been half an hour? Jeez. All right, cool, ad time. Hopefully everyone's going well. All right, it is almost 8 here tonight. So yeah, oh, I can't believe I've been streaming already an hour. I'll quickly do this cube. Okay. Oh. All right. No, don't worry about distracting me. I get distracted by anything. There might be a fly that runs into my head, or Socks decides to take out the whole entire keyboard and webcam at the same time. I think they've all been really, really good. So the one problem I have with development is I suck at design. I am terrible at UI UX. It is so obvious, it's not funny. I don't know how NearBeach marketing page looks how it does. That is a fluke. My robotichead.me, I don't know why that looks okay. It just does, and that's a fluke. So whenever someone actually comes along and actually contributes to something I'm not good at, it's pretty awesome. So yeah. Anyway, welcome back everyone. Alright, I didn't want to go into it, I wanted to open up this. So we want to fix this one. We want to open up NearBeach because this is part of the backend, NearBeach views, and we want the GDPR wizard. We want to go to the submit. We want to go into the delete user data. So we're going to go up here. So we've got the GDPR object ID. We've got the request. So object assignment filter. Okay, so the idea is go through each table in NearBeach and for the creation / change users, change to the current user. So yes, the idea is that the current user is definitely a user in the system. Everything will be changed to them. So we've got NearBeach tables. So we get every single table. We go through. Condition 1 has attributes. Condition 2. Yep. All right. Cool. This is just a requirement for the moment. We will be rebuilding the models table in 0.32. That might be a breaking change. Most likely is a breaking change. So hence we've got this broken up here like this. So if condition 1 and 2, we update both of them. Otherwise, we update one of them, and then we never delete. We never did the delete. All right. So in this sort of case, we're going through every single table. We're doing that. I've got to think where else would be. It will be just with the creation, change user. Yep. What else would there be? Any object assignment to them is perfectly fine to be deleted. Yeah, I think that's it. So once all of that is done, we go down and go, it is safe to delete the user now, question mark, because really in reality it's probably not. And what I want to do is now the GDPR wizard that's assigned user ID. Oh yeah, remove all object associations first. Yep, all right, cool. And then it will be quite literally user.objects. Now they've got filter and then delete. Yep, filter and then delete. Filter. I think it's just ID equals that. And it's like that. And because we've moved everything on to the current user, nothing in theory should be deleted. Except stuff we want to be deleted. So yes. Alright. And this should be all mostly done in bulk. So it's not like it's doing every single update in a single row, it's doing it in bulk, and that should be fast enough. And then it's all the tables. And then, alright. Let's test this. So I'm going to delete the database again. I'm going to go Python 3 manage migrate. That's going to be rebuild up the database. And then I'm going to go Python 3 manage load data, and we're going to load up the NearBeach fixtures and the GDPR wizard. All right, cool. Now I am going to stop and start again the server. We are going to just reload everything. I'm going to relog back in. That's perfectly fine. What I want to do is I want to go to the GDPR wizard. This is we're deleting a user. We're going to search for the user. We're going to go delete user. We're going to go next. We're just going to go next, and we're going to go delete user. He's done. Submit GDPR. Delete. Done. All right. If we go into users, we should no longer see delete user. Cool. And anything that they were assigned to has now been assigned to us, and that's across the whole entire board. So that's every single table. So it doesn't matter if they create a project requirement, did a link here or there, it's all been assigned to us as created and last modified user. So thus things won't just delete. That is something which we will review in 0.32, whether or not we want that cascading effect. Because I can see someone doing something silly, jumping onto the database itself, deleting a user, and then all hell breaks loose because there are a bunch of projects, tasks, Kanban boards, and so forth, either created by that user or was last modified by them. So yes, that would be devastating, and a talk that needs to actually happen. All right, so that is now done. I am going to copy that. We need to go over here, git status, git add, git commit, bug fix, push. All right, easy done. I am going to put this on to ready for retesting. We are going to do that again. But I'm just going to jump onto this. I'm going to go open up a customer. I'm going to delete this customer, this specific customer. All right, we're just going to test this out. So what I want to do, I want to delete this customer. We want to search for this customer where we're doing that. It's not so soft deleted or anything like that. All right, cool. So that's come up with all the customer's information. It searches the database. This is what would have potentially happened in the last one. What we'll do is with the data to remove, if there's nothing popping up, we'll change this. Yeah, this green, we'll put more information and so forth like that on the screen to make it more user friendly. So I'm all happy with that. The following objects will have the customer removed from them. The objects will not be deleted, just the connection to the customer. Yes, and that's pretty much it. I think we'll also have another field being like, oh yeah, if the I've got to sit down and really sort of figure out the design for this. So we're deleting a customer here. Let's go that. Now it says it's successful. And it is. So it has actually removed that customer. If we actually refresh this, if we click on customers now, they're being removed. The deleting of the customers is pretty easy. So get customer data. No, we want to delete customer data. So delete customer data and stuff comes through and so forth like that. So yeah, we'll yeah, I will. Yeah, it changes things to strings in particular cases. Alright. Anyway, that one's done. Organization. So that customer no longer exists. Let's just find a random organization. Let it Brittany Roberts. Alright, cool. Let's go back to this. Yes, actually. Yeah, so you're actually 100% correct. There are times where you will quite literally see me sort of try and explain something out. I will sort of draw stuff out, like this. This got drawn out on last stream, and it was just me figuring out how I could actually solve a pagination problem. So yeah, you're 100% correct. So you guys are usually getting rubber duck programming with. Yeah. All right, organization. We're gonna go next. I'm just gonna paste that in there, that one, and then all right. This is a bug. So it says data has been fetched. Please move to. Now this is a big issue. So this would be. I've got to wait for this to actually load in. GDPR wizard organization missing data verification. Easy done. So method 1, log into NearBeach as a super user. 2, go to the GDPR wizard. Wizard 3, delete an organization. 4, get to the data verification tab. Expected results. To see all the connections and the organization information, actual results, as screenshot, empty. Cool. This will be a critical one. This will be a bug. This will be submitted. This will be assigned to me. This will be a subsystem. This will be the GDPR wizard. This one will actually fix in this particular version. So 0. This is 92. I'm gonna go create. I just realized this one I need to put a version on. Okay, so gonna go into the starred because I think it's still starred. Is it still starred? Oh my god, there's so many stars. I gotta unstar everything. I don't know why they make it starred. Oh, I can't be bothered doing all that. All right, let's just go into my current issues. We've got the criticals. Yep, there we go. That's it. So, clicking on that, I've just click on this. Click on that. Ah, that's the sweet. All right, going in with this, we have our method. We've got our expected and actual results. Sweet. What we're going to do is we are going to find out why there's no data coming back. And the first thing I can do is I can jump onto here. I'm going to just reload this page. I'm going to move that to the left. We're going to watch the network tab. I'm just going to delete. I'm just going to reload. So this is all the data that we've got at the moment. We want the organization. So it actually gets a list of organization data straight away. So there we go. Ooh. Oh, okay, yep. It gets some of the data. So it doesn't get a full list. It gets a truncated list. And the reason being is there could be thousands in here, and I don't want to cause issues by sending thousands of data to the front end when you don't need it. We're going to paste in this Brittany Roberts again, and then it should get that. And then it should go to the back end. So we've got a request to the GDPR wizard, get data. And the request is sending GDPR wizard type of organization with GDPR object ID 11. So we're saying, hey, could you grab us organization 11's data? The response comes back as user action required nothing, data to deleted, and there's a bunch of stuff in data to be deleted. So I think this is a front end issue. So going with the front end, we're going to open up NearBeach, we're going to open up source, we're going to open up JavaScript, we're going to open up components, we're going to open up the GDPR, and we're going to open up the tabs, and then we've got the GDPR wizard data for verification tab. I don't know if I can say that any faster. What's the worst thing to work with development to you? I refer to someone as a task as something that needs to be done. This will change from person to person. A lot of people hate documentation. I don't hate documentation, I'm just not good at it. It is something which I will get better over time with. I do know NearBeach's documentation needs to be done. But the one thing I don't really like is unit tests, and the reason being is they just haven't clicked for me yet. It's a hate for doing them, but it's a love for them. So every single time I do a unit test, I find bugs and issues in the system. I'm able to fix it, and I can see that, hey, doing these tests actually improve the system. It's just I just don't know how to really write them effectively, if that makes sense. And that's probably the thing I just don't like. That, and also writing test cases. So if you've ever had to use like HP Quality Center or anything like that where you store a sort of test cases, so you like click on this button, you've got the expected results, then do this, expected results, and then do this, and I don't like them because a lot of the time it's very repetitive sort of stuff, and there's no quick way of just copying instructions and moving them around and stuff like that. It is something I do want to actually look at building one day and sort of getting all my pet hate, like all the pet hates of it, and trying to figure out a solution for that for me. So yeah. Plain suck. Alright. So yeah, that's the things I don't like. So we're in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the there we go. Alright, can't access property project results user action required is undefined. So that's the issue. So going in here, we are going to user action required. Project results. So we've got project. This might actually be a back-end problem. Alright, if I go previous and I click on customer and I go forward, sorry, could not fetch. Yep, that's perfectly fine. That's also a bug. We're not actually expecting people to go back and change stuff. I'm just going to click on this particular user. So I just want to see this user action required, sends back All right, data to be deleted sends back that. All right. And if we have a look at the console, it's like project results, user action required. Ooh, this might be the front end still of a problem. Let's find out. Let's delve a little bit deeper. So going in here, what we want to do is we want to sort of find that Axios link. So there it is, get the data. It tells the user, hey, we're doing this. The status is loaded. All right, and then project results. Oh, I think this is a backend sort of thing. So we've got 2 bits of data. If I have a look at the network, we've got user action required. Notice how they're sending back blank arrays. And then in here, they're sending back nothing. I think we've just got to send back blank arrays for that specific case. Should be easy to do. And then we've got all the project requirements and stuff like that, which they're connected to. Now, in this particular case, here in Brazil, have much courses with this mentality as if it were the key to success. Yet, what good documentation can actually be a key to success. So I feel like if I wrote NearBeach's documentation extremely well, let's just say if I made it that the documentation was extremely great, the entry into NearBeach would then be a lot lower than what it is right now. At the moment, a lot of people will be like, oh, there's not much in the documentation telling me how NearBeach actually connects together. When I should use requirements and requirement items, and when I should use the Kanban board, when I should use tasks, and what the hell is the request for change. So I need to actually work on that. And that's something that we've actually got slated for 0.32. So hopefully in 2 months I'll be able to start that, hopefully a lot less. And then once that's started, we're giving ourselves a lot of time to fix all of these problems. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good for NearBeach. But yeah, I reckon documentation, if it's great, it can lead to a project success. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm gonna cartwheel back into this. Sorry, I'm just thinking also at the same time how I'm gonna solve this. So I'm gonna go back into get data. So we are going to go GDPR get data. There we go, here it is. Here's our function. So we hit this, we got the form, we pass the form through, we get the object type and the object ID, and we're looking at the organization, and then we're getting the organization data. So I want to go to that implementation. So we've got the object list that we loop through. User action required. And what needs to be put into here is probably nothing. All right. I'm going to try one thing. So in here we need project requirement, requirement items, and tasks. And I am going to do the good I can't. So I'm just going to write project. All right, project requirement, requirement item, sorry, I'm laughing at requirement item. I should have continued with that because I think the AI would have just gone a little bit mental and we would have had requirement item eventually. So, yeah. All right, I don't know if this will work, but we will test it once the site comes back. All right, so I'm going to delete everything from here. We are going to click on organization. We're going to go next. We're going to click on the first one. We've got some data. We're going to click on that. User action required, all of that, and boom. All right, our next test would be to look at the console and be like, all right, cool. We don't have any issues. I don't know why my console's looking like that, but sure. All right, so that is perfectly fine. Now, this is only affecting the organization data. Everything else, I don't need to test at the moment for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload. We're going to flip that onto the right side. We're going to go organizations. We're going to go next. We're going to open up this particular organization. We're going to select this. We are going to have a look at the organization context. I'm just opening up another tab. We're going to key in, realize that I'm using the wrong shortcuts because I use Mac all day at work and I constantly do that. So we now got Brittany Roberts is data. There we go. And then these are all the projects that will be deleted from the system. So it's quite literally saying data to be removed. You have to go through all of this and be like, all right, cool. And then it will be, and then it will delete everything. So this particular organization will disappear and this will disappear too. So yeah. All right, so that works now. Sweet. And the good news is that particular case, we're only deleting the organization, and I think the follow through effect, it works in our favor there. So yeah, that is good. All right. So I'm happy with all of that. So that is working. We have fixed this. So I'm going to copy this. I am going to go over here. We're going to go git status, git add, git commit. I'm going to go bug fix, git push. All right. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the cube again. Its colors just keep fascinating me. I'm going to put this on ready for retesting. Great news. All right. We want to go back to my current issues. We want to sort by priority. So we've got the more major ones at the top. We want to skip all the release candidate ones because, yeah, that's 0.32. We've got the GDPR wizard, missing data for the following objects. I know I should do that. I know it's just, it's one of those things where it's going to be very boring because essentially I'm just making data in the system. So if we actually go into that ticket, what I got to do is make data for all of this. So yeah, with the requests for changes and stuff like that, yeah. This is where having like, if you want to talk about ChatGPT and stuff like that, this is where ChatGPT would actually really excel. So filling in fake data in this sort of system with ChatGPT where you can be like, listen, can you give me an RFC with particular sort of things and stuff like that, and then get that information into the database. Yeah, there's a perfect use of that tool. Yeah, taking time with the cube. It's mainly just my fidget thing. For each object, we'll need to assign delete user to the following fields. Yep. All right, cool. I'm not going to do this particular bug today. It's more of a task, but yeah, I need to go through and make sure each one of these are done. All right, and then do a unit test for them. It's ad time. Yeah, it's been half an hour again. So yeah, can't believe it's been half an hour. Socks is here judging me. At least she's not judging the code. That's good. Oh no, she's turning around now. She's now going to judge the code now that I've said that. Yeah, how's everyone going tonight? For those on YouTube, we do this every half an hour because we run ads on Twitch to stop the pre-rolled ads on Twitch, which suck. We do this so no one misses out. You don't get ads, don't worry about it. Yeah, you get to see me do a cube. You also get to see the top of Socks's ears. Sorry, my camera's squished in between two monitors. There she is. I should adjust that. Now that I've got my arm back, I should get in there and adjust this. Alright, where are we with the ad? 30 seconds left. And I keep forgetting to do this, but I need to actually change the music. I know someone last stream recommended something. Just need to actually sit down and look into it. Alright, about games. Have you ever programmed anything related to games? Sadly not. It is one of those things where, you know how people, when they ask you, oh, if you paid off your home and let's say you had some money to do whatever you want and stuff like that, what would you do? And I think games programming would be up there. I would find it interesting. I do have this book. Give me a couple of seconds. I'll put it back onto the... Nope, wrong screen. I do actually have this book. I've read a little bit of it. Not much. And that's as far as game programming I have actually done. I haven't been able to get a triangle rendering on the screen or anything like that. So it's just been more of a curiosity of how it's done and stuff like that. I do know there's a lot of math in game development and stuff like that, and I love my maths. So yeah, I really do enjoy maths. Alright, let's go into my current issues. Okay, so tutorial wizard, missing data. Yep, we're skipping that one. We can go back down into the normals now. So add object wizard needs pagination. Yeah, alright, cool. So we've got, alright. Add objects to sprint wizard. Method, log into NearBeach, open up project task sprint, link an object to that current object. All right, let's do that right now. So we're in this, let's go find all objects. This is going to be a terrible situation because there's probably thousands of tasks and stuff like that. Oh, just wait, I went into a task. It says, oh yeah, task. Yep. Link objects down here. Let's say we're going to link another task. Oh, we've got, all right, cool. We've got the pagination working on here. We don't have the pagination properly rendering out, but the good news is we actually have code to fix that. So, now I've got a little bit of the thinking to do. So when you program, you try to do dry. Try being the key word, all right? There's certain cases where you don't do dry. So the dry is don't repeat yourself. So if you've got a function somewhere and you're doing the exact same function somewhere else, you tend to create that as a function that can be used by both and stuff like that. There are cases where dry goes wrong. I've been meaning to write a blog post on when dry goes wrong. And I'm just wondering, in this particular case, did we want to create a pagination function which we can use to key in bits and pieces of data for it to actually spit out a set of data, which we could potentially do. It could be part of a composition, if my memory serves me correctly, what that they're called that. Oh, sorry, composables. We could write a composable, which is very similar to a mix-in, where we could be like, all right, cool, we're on current page, we've got this many pages. Can we have our a set, please? A simple set of pages, which is what we do for the pagination. So if let's duplicate this tab and I go into the search. So this is actually set up in a way where it does, due to certain conditions, it depends what the output will be here and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that would be easily achievable. Yeah, I think it will be easily achievable. All right, let's have a look. Because yeah, it's not feasible to have that code plastered everywhere, where if I can have it as a composable and just call it in. We do use composables all the time. So for example, date time, we've got a bunch of composables in date time where we might have a date and we want to make it nice. For example, use nice date, and so forth like that. So what do it's not what, it's like how can I achieve this? And first off, what I want to do is I want to find this symbol. That's in project. There we go. And this is part of the listing search results. So this particular method could actually be turned into a composable very easily, because all we need is the current destination page, or the destination page, number of pages, and that's it. And then it just sends back an array of data. And that's it. All right, cool. So over here, what we want to do is, that won't be part of any of that. We will add in a new directory. We're going to do this as pagination. Is my stream? Yep. The stream's still running. Alright, pagination, and then this won't be use. This will be a get. Yeah, this will be a get. Just wondering why I'm using use a lot. It doesn't matter. Let's do get pagination. Ooh, what are we calling it? Set of pages. Actually, let's just go get set of pages. Done. .js, we're definitely adding that in. What we want to go over here is we just want to go export function get set of pages. What we'll have is destination page, and we'll have total pages. Oops, I've been doing a lot of .NET. We're doing JavaScript, so we do that. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here. I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to paste it in. We are going to neaten this up in a second. I wonder if I could, oh, there's got to be a quick way. I know there's a quick way. I know, I'm not using that up. I know there's a reformat code. Cleanup code. There we go. Cool. Sorry. So we need to get rid of this number of pages. All right. We're using number of pages all over the place. I'm just going to do that like that. So we're just going to copy this in. We're just going to paste it in and be like that. All right, cool. Set it there. The length is going to be number of pages. Easy done. Destination, yada yada yada. This is just going to be like this, like that. Number of pages, and then text like that. All right, cool. This is number of pages, and then all of this will be done like that, and just go number of pages like that. Ta-da! This will also, I'll do a little trick here too. Number of pages. Ta-da! This one we can just do something like this and just go number of pages. We actually need to return this data. So instead of this set pages, it's actually just going to be return. There's no return equals, it's just return. All right, done. So, we are going to go return, easy done, and then we're getting rid of all of that, easy. And then it's just get rid of this, and we just return this. So, what this does is, if there's less than 7 items, we're just going to render out the whole thing one to the number of pages, and then it doesn't matter what the user clicks on and stuff like that. However, if the destination page is less than 4, this is where that total number of pages is 7 or more. We're going to be like, all right, cool. They're going to be mostly on the left. And we'll render 1 to 5, and then 6 and 7, 6 and the last page will render out like that. If the destination page is greater than the number of pages minus 4, so at the very end, we're doing the opposite to that. The first link will be the very, very first page, and then we'll build up to where they currently are, followed by the number of pages being at the very last. Once again, it doesn't matter if they're on any of these lines. It's once they click past a certain point that we move to the final one, which is where we've removed from both ends. We're somewhere on somewhere on the pagination line, and we just render out wherever we are. So the destination page in the middle will be the one which they're on, and stuff like that. Now this number of pages, number of pages. All right, I'm just going to the top. I'm just searching for this. Cool. I'm just searching for of page. All right, there's only one. Sweet. All of that should be fine now. So going in here, what we want to do is, this is where I've got to scratch my head and remember how I actually do this. This would be the composables. All right, so import, and this will be get set of pages. And I keep forgetting if it is lowercase and all that kind of stuff. All right, cool. Get set of pages, we import that, we then put it in the methods. And then we put it at the start, get set of pages. We do something like that. And that just tells the compiler to put it in here. And then when we're in here, what we're going to do is, instead of update set of pages, we're going to do that, which is going to cause issues. So, first issue, let's fix the mounted. So by default, we'll land on 1. So this dot set of pages equals get set of pages. So that would be a 1, and this dot number of pages. So the destination page is 1, and then this number of pages. Sweet. So that's what we want. Now, we could bring back this formula. But I just want to know how many places update set of pages is. So we've got it there, we've got it there, so we've got it there. Not enough for us to worry about. We can do this. So this dot set of pages equals this dot get set of pages. And what that will be is destination page followed by this dot number of pages. And in theory, this is technically making this a lot easier now. So the method is really, really short. We've just put this out here. We know we're going to use this in multiple different places, and it's something pretty simple. Did I spell composables wrong? Yeah, I did. Trust me to spell something wrong. All right, now in this particular case, we actually have to compile this code. So we're going to go npm run watch. We're going to test it first. So if it works, we're going to implement it elsewhere. All right, I've just got to wait. Right, there we go. It doesn't take too long on this computer, which I'm happy with. So we're on the local host. I don't want to do it on that one. Let's do it on the search. I'm just going to open up this. There's no throttling. Disable cache. And that should just continue working. There we go. We don't have any errors come through or anything like that, which is great news for us. All right, cool. And then go to the end, and then it should be all like that. Yep, sweet. Go to the front. Yeah, all right. I'm happy with that. That is working a treat. So what I want to do is now implement it elsewhere. So I want to implement it on this new task link wizard. I know that so we've implemented pagination there. Now this is a bit of a tricky ticket. If there's many objects that can be linked, there will be pagination, renders everything. This is technically fixed. Because yeah, we do have pagination on there. As you can tell, it's just we don't have it done properly. So let's fix it. So we want now this will be the new task link wizard. So this will be new something wizard. New candidate, new destination wizard. I think it's this particular wizard. Sorry, I dropped the cube. So yeah, it's this particular wizard. If we scroll down, we've got number of pages. Yeah, all right. This is what we've got to fix up. Okay, I can turn that one off. So this does require a bit of work. Not too much work. It's not hard. Composables. Have I spelt composables wrong the whole entire time, and now I've got to actually do... Oh, all right, cool. No, don't worry. Import, and this will be get set of pages. Be done. Once again, we're going down to the method, and we're adding that one in. So get set of pages. I think we just actually do that. Yeah, I did that right there. All right, cool. So let's scroll up. Let's go down in the code. So we're up here at the moment. We want to get down to the select link. So I'm just going to scroll down. So here we are with the select links. So please select link. Yep. With the destination. All right, cool. If we have a look. Okay, so with this row object null, we've got the search forms. We've got the search form like this. So sorry, there are no results. Is searching length greater than 0? Object model does not equal null. This is where we render it in. So for result in object result, that is input checkbox. If number of pages equals greater than 1, all right, cool. And this is where we need, the number of pages equals 0. We want to send back an empty. We want to send back an empty set. Okay, so before I do anything, I want to jump back here. What is it? Oh my god. Sorry, it's complaining because there's something compiled in and it's like, these are duplicates, and it's like, no, this is the original, that's compiled code. And now get rid of your greenness. So if number of pages equals 0, there is nothing to render. We're going to return back that. Sorry, that's meant to be 3 equals. Number of pages, yep, 3 equals. Cool, done. So that should fix a particular issue. Another ad break in 5 minutes. Oh god, really? Oh, it's nearly 9, alright. So, number of pages greater than that. This is where we'll probably start changing stuff. So 142. First, I want to go down. We don't want the props, we want the data. So we want set of pages. So that would be, that's just a simple array like that. And then what we want to do is we want to go to 142 up here, and then we are going to go set of pages dot length is either greater or equal to 1. That's fine. Easy done. And then what we want to do is we want to change that to set of pages. And then the key will be the index dot destination, I do believe we want it to be, yeah. And the class equals get classes index dot where I'm going to put that over there, and yeah, it is destination page. Oops, didn't want to cut that. Oh, no, thank you. So destination page, making sure that's correct. All right, I am going to slot that over like that. So we've got index of the pages. We're going through each one. So, and Irv said, that's okay, good night. It is 7:44 a.m. Wow. And yeah, hopefully I get to see you again. So yeah, thank you for popping by. All right, so we've got get classes. So we're passing through the same number. We should get the correct number and so forth like that. If we're in here, vif, so the index dot destination page equals that, then we want that to do all of that, and then var click dot destination page. Cool. So we're updating a lot of this now. So instead of just having index now, we have index.text. Like a Terminator, I'll be back. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. And down here, yeah, we just need the index.text. Ooh. I do not like it when the AI just goes crazy like that and just decides to... I've got to turn that thing off. That just drives me nuts at times. Alright, so... that's almost it. So what actually happens with this particular thing is we actually do fetch data and we do get data back. So we just need to find those particular methods. So when it mounts, it's handle relationship. So it handles the relationship. That's not what we're going to be doing. So it does all of this. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, that's fine. It's this Axios that we want. So get objects. So it goes through, it searches the data. So when we get the results, we get the object results, number of pages, and current page. Sweet. We've got the is searching, style height, next tick, we do all of that stuff. But what we want to do here is we also want to go this dot set of pages equals get set of pages. And it would be quite literally this dot current page and this dot number of pages. And that should be it. Famous last words. Should be it. So we're just going to get it to compile. There we go. It just compiled. Took over a second. We're going to hit refresh. We're going to go link objects. We're going to create a new link. We're going to search another task. And then we've got it there. There we go, and we can bump all the way to the end, and we can do all of that stuff, and yeah. All right, and then we should be able to filter. There we go, awesome. And then if I do something crazy where it doesn't find any results, we shouldn't be throwing up any errors, which is great. All right, cool, we have no errors. Perfect. So, this particular ticket, I'm going to edit slightly. Actually, no, I'm not going to edit slightly. Because it might be talking about something else. We've done the task. Let's find a project. So, I'm just going to go project information 5. We're going to open up link object. Should be the exact same. Yep, all right, cool. And we've got that link up. Yep, perfect. If we go into, let's say, tasks. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, the sprints. So if we actually create a new sprint, we'll go, yep, cool, create that sprint. Perfect. We want to add object wizard. So this is where we need to fix it. So, not a problem. We've just hit an ad break. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly grab some water. I am actually thirsty. I'm going to put socks on. There it goes. She can judge the ads and stuff like that. So I will be back. I won't be long. Alright, I am back. I need to get more gas for my soda stream. There we go, I'm back. Socks is like, I'm taking a break. Stop showing the camera on me. So yeah, alright, 10 seconds left. I think we can get this bug done tonight. It's 9 o'clock, so I have high hopes for it. And then we can do a release, which will be nice. So yeah, anyway, welcome back everyone. Okay. Going back into this, we are, oh, hang on, hold on, just give me 2 seconds. There you go. Sorry, my video feed cocked it there for a moment. All right, yep, cool. All right, going back into this. We're all happy with that. Now we've got to do the sprint wizard, because the sprint wizard only grabs these particular items. This is a slightly different modal. So add object to sprint wizard. It's definitely the top one. All right, going down here, we are hitting a backend, but do we? Alright, I'm moving that to the left. I'm getting rid of persistent logs. I'm just deleting everything, and I'm just going to go requirement items. So we have hidden this object, and we're getting everything. Oh. Hey. You coming in or not? Sorry, that was Paddy. He's like, hey. He comes in, and then he's at the door for some strange reason. So what's actually happening is it's sending all the data. If we actually go back to the project... let's go back to a task. I will flip that onto the other side. I'll get rid of persistent logs. Yep, and I'll delete all that. I will delete all that. Let's go down and add a link, and I'll show you the difference. So when we pick, let's say, requirement item or something like that, with the response, you'll notice that it's set up like that. So we're going to have to do the same thing. So we're going to have to edit the back end. We're going to have to do a bunch of little tiny things. But before we do that, I'm probably going to push the code I've got already. I feel like I fixed another bug. I feel like when I was doing this, I fixed another issue. So I'm going to go back to my current tasks, and what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at pagination. Dashboard widget needs pagination. Yep, customer pagination needs to be applied to the associate objects. Yep, all right, no, that's not it. No pagination on scheduled objects. Yep, add object wizard needs pagination. All right, so We didn't. All right, not a problem. I needed to check that. What I'm going to do is, let's go remove static. We're going to go get status. Those are the things we have changed. And what we're going to do is we're going to get add, and do that, get commit. And then what we're going to say is implementation of the composable get set of pages, which helps with pagination rendering. Done. That's it. That's what we're doing. So going over back over here, what we want to do is we want to come in, we want to implement pagination on here and use the get set of pages and stuff like that. We need to also set up the back end so pagination will actually work. So with the sprint information, I'm going to have a quick look at this. We're going to go to the headers. It's object sprint requirement item potential object list is what we want to find. So I'm going to find that very, very quickly. If we just double click on the URLs, we've got this. We right hand click and we can go to that implementation right away. So this is for the sprints. So if not destination equals sprint, object has to be a sprint. So this is a particular method that is used just specifically for the sprints. So if object lookup, not in lookup function, sorry, that object does not, lookup does not exist. Yep, that sends it back. That's just to tell the user, hey, listen, it needs to be a sprint and we're only looking up a set sort of stuff. You don't add a customer to a sprint. Doesn't make any sense. So yeah. So in here, we've got the user group results, all of that kind of fun stuff. Now with pagination, I believe that we actually send stuff to. So a good example is if I click on page 4 on here, we get another results, and it's like requirement current page, requirement number of pages, requirement, and so forth like that. In this sort of case, what we actually do is we actually send destination page. So we'll need to actually set up the backend to actually accept all of this, and exclude destinations, exclude location ID. So that's the current location. We won't need to worry about that for sprints because sprints can't add sprints. So going over here, we'll need to create a form that will store our data. We need to make sure it runs through those checks first. And what other data do I need to actually make sure that we're searching for? So array of objects, requirement, destination page. Hey, Patty. Yeah, all right. Say hi, Patty. I've got to pat socks at the same time. All right, we're not dealing with the exclude data, and we're not dealing with search either. Yes. Say hi, Patty. Up here. He's 15 years old. He's like, alright. He's a bit unsure. Oh, alright. I'll let you down. I'll let you down. There you go, Pooty. Alright. Yeah, he's very unsure. Okay, so I won't need all of those particular fields, but I do want to see what I did with the backend. So this is search data. I'm going to quickly open up the form. So we need to go to NearBeach, forms, Just going to minimize that. I'm going to move that all the way over there. I don't need to actually reference that at all. You be good, socks, okay? In here, what we want to do is we're going to go search data and hopefully find it. Oh, didn't. All right. All right. Going to search form. So we've got not what we want. Search objects form. All right. So with the exclude location ID, required files, include closed. All right. Include all groups. All right. Exclude destination, required files. So that's good that those are excluded. We aren't exactly sending the destination page. Oh wait, destination page. That's the page we want. So that will be 1, 2, 3, and so forth like that. Array of objects. We're not really sending that, but we can. And essentially, what that will actually turn out to be is, if we go back over here, it'll be potential object list. It'll be this requirement item. So we could potentially shrink this URL, because then we've got the object data, sprint. Oh, maybe. All right, we're not sending anything with the request, but we're getting a lot of data. That will definitely need to change. So I'm just trying to remember how everything's sort of set up around this. I need to look at the URLs. So we are going for sprint object data. Let's go object data sprint. Oh, all right. No, we've got object data here, and then that will be like the sprint. We've got the destination, we've got the location ID, we've got the object lookup, and we've got the potential. I mean, we could get rid of that. That would work, because we won't have potential object list anywhere else. I won't need to pass that anymore, because we'll have the form to do it for us. I just need to find out where we're actually calling this. That object data, that's we could potentially change this whole entire call. It could be, yeah, I think we can simplify this. So what I'm going to do, we're doing that, and we're going to search for sprint. All right, so down here we've got more object data. This is all in alphabetical order, so I could just scroll all the way down to the sprint. We will be actually shortening this this URL list when 0.32 comes around, because a lot of this will move into the APIs, and we'll separate a lot of this into their own URL files. So we've got sprint information, delete, edit. We've got update sprint. I reckon we can put it in here, because we'll have sprint information. We'll just have the ID. We don't need to, because it's specifically just object data for the sprint. I feel like that's going to be a better solution instead of object data. I'm going to say yes with that. With what I just said, also noting that the object data usually sort of means that, hey, this is where we're actually getting data for objects and so forth like that. We don't usually go, hey, this is it. So it's another thing, but I'm just tossing up whether or not we I'm gonna have to put it in. Sorry about that. Sprint information, blah blah blah, and then the potential object list. This is gonna bite me when I do the API for this. All right, hang on. Give me 2 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to swagger.nearbeach.org. This contains all of our Swagger documentation on it. We've got groups and users. We've got links. We've got available data, API available data. We've got the sprint list in here. We've also got like object data. So we've got the destination location and then a bunch of stuff. I feel like when we actually get here, it's going to be a sprint specific sort of information that we are just going to go, this is what we want. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change the URL. I am going to make it so element OP QR element OP. All right, cool. So this will be path. What we want to do is we want to have a route, and it'll be sprint information. We're not doing finish. We are doing this potential object list. And then what we want to do is we'll have sprint views.potential object list, and then the name will be sprint. I'm going to double check that against the other one. So what we could do is this is 1087. So put 10. Sprint potential object list is what we called it. And because we'll just do it like that, because there's a pattern here. So now we've got the sprint information, we've got the ID, we've got the potential object list. So this will change. We'll no longer have requirement item in there. It'll be a lot shorter and stuff like that. So what I want to do is I want to search for the object.sprint, like so, and we want to go this one here. So this is now going to change. So we're still going to do the root URL. It'll be sprint.thisLocationID. So it'll be sprint information. Sorry, my bad. Sprint information. This location ID. We won't need this anymore. And we'll need pass through a form. But yeah, that should be it. All right. So now we can start editing this data. So that's like that, and then create form data. So this will be this will be const data to send form data. All right, cool. Data to send dot append, and we'll have, this is where we need the forms up here. So we'll be using this form. So we'll have array of objects. Now this is an array of object. Oh yeah, append is the correct word in this sort of case. So we'll have new value, and then we'll have data to send dot set the destination page. So I'm just having a look at what I send. So array of objects. Array of objects. I'm just going to put that as a set. I think think it'll still work as a set. The destination page will always be a 1 to start off with. And then I should... I'll need to fix this up, but don't worry, we'll fix this up. I probably need to actually put through destination page, so destination page like this somewhere. I have a feeling I got to do that. Exclude destination, we don't need to worry about. Exclude location ID, we don't need to worry about. And the search will be, so data to send.set search will be this dot search results. Oh, not search results, search model. Now that doesn't exist at the moment. I hope it doesn't exist at the moment. Doesn't exist at the moment, that's perfectly fine. We will... Yeah, we'll be editing this whole entire thing. So, on here, this will now go to the new URL it passed through. On the back end, I'll need to not worry about a lot of this. So request destination location ID. So the destination is no longer needed because we know it's going to be a sprint. The object lookup is no longer needed. That's easy done. So with the URLs, if we have a look at this, we'll have the sprint information. We've got the sprint ID and pretend that's it. We've just got this sprint ID, which is the location ID for the sprint. All right, going with this, check sprint permissions, minimal levels with sprint. Ooh, all right. I'm pretty sure this will be fine. Pretty sure that will be fine. We'll have to test it with a other user and stuff like that, a less privileged user, but it should work perfectly fine. Famous last words. Okay, so destination, we don't need to worry about destination anymore. Object lookup. We will need to look this up. Now, if we go actually back to the forms, we've got an object array at the moment. So if we actually go to that object array, you'll see it's got pretty much everything in there. However, a lot of the times we don't want all of this. So what we do, especially for cases like this one where we're sending it to search data and stuff like that, is I do believe we're limiting. Oh no, we're hitting search data like there's no tomorrow. I mean, in reality, why aren't we hitting search data? So I'm just having a good think at the moment. I'm just wondering why I'm not hitting search data for this particular thing, for the sprints. There's a good reason why. Let's actually have a quick look. Let's jump onto the sprint view. Let's go down. So we get the user results, we get the group ID. Depending on the object, we might need to take a look at the parent. So, object lookup. All right, the object lookup is what we're passing through. So that will be part of the form data. That's easy done. We need to actually look at the form up here. We need to make sure that it doesn't pass this. We then need to as we scroll down, we're excluding object assign anything from, all right, cool, yep, get both exclusions and inclusions. Get the data for the object lookup and send it all the way back. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we are doing. All right. All right, search data. Let's go to that implementation. All right, so the form, make sure the form does well, and then search for the object and JSON responds back. So if I go into the object, oh, I hate when that happens. Go to that implementation. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right, no, it's a class again. Ah, yeah, search objects. All right, cool. And there's all of our stuff. I'm just wondering why we're not hitting search objects. So I think it's because sprints are a little bit different and we can't search for sprints in here whatsoever. So yeah, they'll fail if we actually hit this. And that's why we're separated it all out for it. So when we init, we've got the form, we've got the requests, we do all of that clean stuff in here. We do the validation up there. All right, cool. We then, if the results are not null, when we actually get the data from down here, all right, cool. We could potentially do the same thing with the sprints. But yeah, all right. So sprints are a little bit different. The sprints are actually, so they're not they're an object, but they're not like an object, like a task or a project or anything like that. They're used to sort of track how you are progressing stuff, or how much, what you want to do in a certain time frame. So that's why this isn't here, and that's why this is different. Oh, sorry. And yes, so going back to this here, so the idea is we're getting rid of the destination, which will be a sprint. That's not needed. That's well known. The object lookup won't be like that. So what we want to do is we want to go if now I'm double checking the forms. Search object forms. We've got array of objects, multiple choice. We don't want multiple choice. So I'm just wondering if we create our own sprint. Yeah. Let's have a look. So update sprint form, add object to sprint, new sprint assignment form, new sprint form, remove sprint form, and NearBeach. How are you going? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're going well. How's your night been? All right, so I'm going to create a new form. The new form's going to be specific for this sprint search functionality. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it, not that, sprint potential object list form. So I'll do QR S. So that's a tag that will then belong down here. So it'll be a simple class sprint for potential object list. All right, and that's just going to be forms.form, easy done. What we're going to do is, we don't need the destination, but we'll need the, if we go back to the views itself, we'll need the object lookup. So we're going to have object lookup there instead. So it'll be object lookup equals, and this is where we'll go forms, multiple choice fields, essentially all of this. However, we potentially don't, or I mean, all right, we've now reached ads again. And I'm trying to think how I can do this. So we've got a list of all the objects in NearBeach, and I just want to create a sub object with it. If memory serves me correctly, the object array is a dictionary. No, what is that? Oh God, give me a couple of seconds. I am going to look up a couple of stuff. So Django RRM, multiple choice field, query set, multiple choice field, I think. Okay. No, I actually want the documentation. So ORM. Oh, and welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I was getting really distracted. Last choices. Yes, what are the choices made up of? We don't want that. We want the documentation. So we want fields. So I'm going to do not that. That is. I'm just going to search the documentation, and it should be easy, right? Form fields. This is what we want. Multiple choice field. Let's go into that. So we've got the multiple choice field. We want the choices. I keep forgetting. I think that's. I keep forgetting what they are called. Normalizes a list of strings, empty values, default to select multiple. All right, so not what I want. All right, take one extra choices as in choice fields. All right, an interval of 2 truples to use the choices. All right. So Python. So we've got tuples. And what I want to do is I want to create subset tuples. I don't know if that's possible. Subset of tuples. From ABC. No, I just want to input tuple, output sub. Is this subset of tuples? How do I produce A, B, B, C, A, B? No, I don't want to do that. I actually just want a subset. All right. Original tuple 2 to 6. I want to pick the choices though. I don't think I can. All right. what I'm going to do, let's go onto the playground. Let's go Python 3 manage shell. All right, we're just going to paste object array in like that. Let's just go a equals object. All right, just to make things a lot easier for us. So we hit a, we get something like that. If I go a, I won't be able to do something like change task, as that won't make any sense, nor will a dot change task, because usually I would have to go a dot 0 to get something like that. Now the problem is I can't do that programmatically, because if I come in and programmatically change this object array, it's going to mess up with my drop down list, which is not what I want. So another choice I could do is have another triple array and deal with it like that, which is probably sensible. Or I could have a check statement at one particular point, which is also sensible. Yeah, it would be good if I can actually, I gotta sit down and see what I can do with choices in Django and stuff like that. See if I can actually have an array of everything to be able to create sub-arrays of stuff that I just need. But yeah. Let me just check my utilities for 1 second. I'm just going to minimize everything. I'm just going to open up this. I am going to go into NearBeach utils. We've got enums in here. We've got object enums. Okay, that's fine. And then this is, yep, all right, no, that's fine. Those are just enums that we've moved over into there. We've got the API permissions, no. And we've got the admin stuff in here. Yeah, no, all right. So, the idea for this is we can ignore all of this. We're pretty happy how I'm going to tackle this now. So this will be potential object list. So this will be sprint potential object array. And we're going to do like something like that. So we're only going to select what we can do. So project, requirement item, and task. So we're just going to project, requirement item, and task, and that's it. And then we're going to go down all the way down to the bottom of our form where I've broken the code. We are going to do a multiple choice. We're just going to copy this. All right. We're just going to paste it in like that. And that will then be a potential, so sprint potential object array like that. Easy done. Now, usually, so that won't be the array of objects, that'll be object lookup. We'll need destination page. We won't need exclude destination, exclude location. We won't need include closed, because closed will we won't show closed in this sort of case. Exclude all groups. No, search we'll probably need. So we've got 3 fields I can count. We've got 3 fields, and what we'll do is we should be able to pass all of those into here now. So going in here, what we want to do, form equals, we'll need to import this form, and I've already forgotten what it's called. It's called sprint potential object list. How did I forget? We will put this in here. We'll go request.post because we're passing it through post. If form is not valid, so we'll go if not form valid. What we'll do is we'll return. Now this is going to be just a HTTP bad response bad request and form errors, and that will be that. So I need to. Oh, I hate how they've done that. There we go. So we're now importing that form. We don't need to worry about this object lookup check anymore because we do that at the form level. And then we get users. All right, so user group, that's all fine and dandy. We now need to do the object lookup. So the object lookup will be down here. So object lookup will quite literally just be that. And then we're passing things through to get the parent and the object. And then object inclusion, get both the object exclusion and inclusion. So object inclusion, and then we exclude everything from there, and then we get the values with the parent ID, get the data dependent on the object lookup, and like that, and then the destination equals requirement item. Oh, let's have a look at this. So I thought that was destination location and then object. All right, hang on. That's what happens when sometimes you code. You're like, hang on a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Type. All right, let's find in this code, not that. That, thank you. Here it is. So we've got request destination. Oh no, am I using this in other places too? Am I using this in the requirements? In which case, this does change things drastically. All right, so one way to test this is we go here, we go potential object list. We're just gonna copy this. We're just gonna go in here. We're just gonna do that, and we're gonna have a quick look. So we can see that it's in the py. It's only in one place, the object, this particular one, and add object wizard. All right, so we are going to duplicate this tab. We're going to go to a requirement. We are going to not create a new requirement. Sorry, it's usually the second tab. We're going to create a link. And we do too. All right. So we need to actually go back to the old URL. It's not all lost. It's not all lost. Okay. Why are we doing it this way? New requirement link wizard. No, are we really hitting that? Hang on. Let's find out. All right, requirement links, create new link. Let's task. Now let's go into search data. All right, not a problem. That's not rendering how it was before because we removed the static files. You okay, Fox? All right, so I want to go to requirement items just in case it's down here. Let's go. Oh, we've got sprints down here. Current object has not been assigned any sprints, and you don't assign it any in here at all. All right, the next thing I do is I find out where this is called. So add object wizard. And that's only added on the sprint wizard. So I don't know why we've got it where it's like destination, blah, 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 down here, being like, if destination equals requirement item, when in reality at the start, if we go back to the code, if the destination not equals to sprint, this doesn't work. I think this was code copied from somewhere else, and I just didn't think through it on the day to remove that. Oh, I hate when I do that. right, so that's going through. Yeah, we don't change destination at all. Even in the old code, we've got destination up here, not sprint. Yeah, it's okay. Cool. Let's remove all of that, and then we've got the data results and so forth like that. So this is where we'll probably need to do the pagination stuff. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to implement here. Yeah, down. Down. No, no, don't attack them. Alright. Yeah, we exclude a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's get the pagination stuff in and sorted. Okay, and the object lookup, yep. Alright, cool. Apply pagination. So I'm going to actually have a look at what we actually do with our object itself. So with the init, we got the search form and all that kind of stuff. We go through form cleaned array of objects. We actually go through each array of object and we key it in. All right. So for each object we insert, and then the results equals that. All right. And then once it's initted, you okay there, Socks? You are pacing like there's no tomorrow. All right. Destination page equals 0 if destination page is less than or equal to 0, else destination page minus 1. So apply the shift to the destination page as we should -1 the value due to the front end sending the actual page number. All right, cool. And then the results, I'm going to put this over here. And we are going to work over here. So we've got apply pagination, destination. We don't know what destination page is yet. We need to actually get it out of there. Destination page equals form.clean data destination page. That should be in the form. So if we have a look at there we go, destination page, integer field, easy done. We'll also need to do a search limitation. So up, I tell you what, destination page, that's perfectly fine down there. Up here, we'll need to actually form data search equals form.cleanData.search, easy done. And then we'll look up the values and look up that, that's perfectly fine. And then in here with the object assignment, we're filtering for the object assignment, and then get data results, object.filter is deleted. And there is the problem, because we won't be able to do the search just yet. So, at the moment, with the database, we're never consistent with the naming conventions in the database with the field names and stuff like that. And that has bitten us. And this is one of those sort of instances where it has definitely bitten us. I need to find out, I can do this, but in the future, we're going to simplify this process. So if we scroll up to the object up at the top, we've got title and parent. We're probably going to be searching on the title. So going back down, this will look weird. I do apologize, this will look horrible. So with the data results, so that's the object. We're making sure that the parent ID in the object inclusion, we're excluding anything with the object, annotating, and we're doing all that. And then the data results filter exclude, that's excluding any other sort of stuff too. But up here, what we want to do is we also want to filter. So we want to do one of these again. And then it will be... This is where we're looking up the object. So the object will look up functions. Object lookup and then object. And then what I want is title equals lookup functions object title. So if I scroll all the way back up to the top again, I do apologize for this. So if we're looking up functions and we've got project and then I've got title. All right, and I do believe I use that somewhere down here. Let's have another look. So object lookup, yeah, I use it down here and stuff like that. So I can actually make that, title. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then in here, we'll have title I contains, and I think it is I contains, I'm double checking this, Django I contains. So having a look, I contains, so headline I contains, Lennon is what we do. I'm just wondering if it's I contains or contains. Case sensitive is normal contains. Case insensitive, yes, is. All right, so we want a case insensitive. So I contains that, and then we want search in there. So yeah, that should do that. All right, easy done. So now we've got the search filtered and stuff like that. We go down here, we do the destination page. So the destination page, you get that, and then we've got to apply the shift of the destination page as we should -1 the value due to the I'm actually just going to copy these two and just paste them in. I'm cheating. Essentially what we're saying is the front end will be like, oh, okay, cool, page 1 is page 1, but in this sort of case we're dealing with arrays, we need to -1 them. So easy done. Cool. And in the odd chance that we accidentally send destination page 0 to the back end, we're just going to be like, all right, cool, that's just going to be 0. Cool. Then what we need to do is we need to data results equals data results destination. Actually, I tell you what, I'm just going to copy this one. We're just going to paste it over here like this. We're just going to do that like that and be like, all right, cool. We now need to just go data results. Now we need the search page size. So what this is doing, now this is just return. That's not what we want. Actually, I think we just want to do it results like that. Because we get an array and a length. Yeah, that returns back like that. Okay, yeah. So not quite what we want in here. All right, so that's results and count. got to do something. Okay, cool. So results won't be null, it'll be an empty object. So that should be fine. So if results is not none, actually no, okay, return results is going to be an array like this. So I just got to think how I've done it before, sort of copy what I've done before, and to keep consistency. So return results is going to be like that. Now what we have is the object in here. So I'm just going to go and call it. Now this will be a single object, so this would actually be the destination. Not destination page. Sorry, this would be the object lookup. Now that will equal the JSON.dumps, a list of the results. But we want to paginate the results first, and then CLS equals the Django and JSON encoder and all that kind of stuff. So I want to go up here. I want to first off do count. I should put total pages. Total count. I'm going to put total count equals the length of the data results. There we go. I'm going to use that down here. So the object lookup. Okay, cool. And then what we want to do is we essentially want to do what's down here. But with that, I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to do a new line. We're just going to paste it in like this. We are making sure it's like that. It should be data results equals data results and destination page. We'll get the search page size in a minute. And then this will be data results all cut down. And then what we want to do is, and now how I've done it before is, we've got the F, we'll have object lookup underscore number of pages. Yep, it'll be like that, and then we'll go math.ceiling because we want the top number, and it'll be this will be total count divided by, I'm trying to remember, this is search page size. Yep, we'll get the search page size in a second. We'll do it like that. All right, cool. And then F object lookup current page. And that will be form.cleaned data current page. Done. We'll just pass that data through. Now I'm just double checking. We don't have it at the moment. We will put it in right now. So that will be current page equals forms dot insert field are required equals. Now that's got to be true. So we've always got to pass that through. Actually, hang on a second. We've got it. It's destination page. Don't worry about that. It's not current page. It's destination page. So the idea is that the destination page, when we actually get there and get the data, it becomes the current page. All right, so that's how I've done it. Then what I've done is with return results, I've self.return, we go all the way down to the bottom, form.clear, that one. Yeah, we return this whole entire thing. Shoot, where's my search data? So search data, it gets the search results, and then, okay, yep. I see that. And then we should do return results and then safe equals false, I do believe. Now, I won't need that, I won't need that. We will need to import the math. Yeah, we need to import math and we need to do the search page size. So going up to the top, first things first, paste that there. We'll also need to go with Django auth. It's, I keep forgetting what it is. I think it's Django dot. There we go. We'll also import math at the bottom. And I think import JSON. Sucks. Give me. Oh, do you want to go there? No? No, there. Alright, so now I've realized it's 10 o'clock. Don't think I can actually get this pushed. This took a little bit longer than I thought. Let's see how it go. Alright, so now I've got to connect up the front end. So the front end is connected to it. It is sending details to it. So if I close that and I close that, let's close that. Let's close the URLs. Let's close the forms. We've got the sprint permissions. We've got the this particular wizard running. Now this won't work. If I go exit and like that, and I go npm run watch, it is going to fail to compile because there are things missing here. There's the things that just won't work. So if we scroll down to where we need it, so this is new get object list. This is with the watch object. So this is the object model. If that changes, then we got the new value and the destination page will be 1. All right, cool, easy done. That's a quick and easy fix. All right, sweet. We don't have a search functionality at the moment, but that is something we could potentially add in we can do it this time. I just need to reference where I've done it elsewhere. So the new link wizard, search data, I'm gonna plop that onto the right-hand side. The reason being is there's some fields in there which I will just reference. So up here, we've got the class header class, nav, set of pages. No, that's not the one I want. It's that one. All right, so up at the top, we've got all of this. Now, did this compile? It actually did. All right, sweet. So, not going to refresh this particular page. I'm going to duplicate that. and realize that it is broken. So it's just going to go, all right, cool. I couldn't find this information, couldn't do that. Failed loading the chunk and all that kind of fun stuff. So, not a problem. Sometimes that actually does happen, and I got to do something like that. All right. So this is add object wizard. So we're going to go down. We've got that. We've got the destination. We've got the root URL. We've got the add objects. I'm trying to remember what actually happens with this particular one. So add objects to wizard. Please select the wizard objects you would like. Okay, please select an object. So we've got the object model, object options. That's all good and dandy. Please select which objects you want to connect to the sprint, and then please select an object. I think. So we've got that. Currently searching, and then we've got a fail. That's fine. We don't have a payload though. The potential object list, yep. We've got to attach the data to send here. Easy done, quick fix. That will take hopefully not that long to compile. There we go, done. We're just going to refresh. Don't worry what I'm doing on the other side of the screen. We are more interested in this at the moment. So this has got, sorry, we could not get a list of potential objects. Axios network error. Did I do something? Oh. Yes. It's that blasted thing. All right, cool, easy done. Simple typo. Happens a lot. So we're just gonna wait a little while longer. There we go. And now we add objects to wizard. We hit our project. We've got a 500 issue now. All right, so with request, we're sending through project. We're sending through, the destination page as 1 and the search as undefined. We're gonna have to fix that up very, very quickly. So under the data, we've got search results, search status. I'm gonna put filter. Filter results. I'm going to see what I've called it over here. So data current page is searching object model, object. We've got search model. Actually, search model is a lot better. And that's going to be like that. And then we've got search timeout. And that's going to be like that. That is actually going to be at the very, very end. We've got search status. That's the status. Search results. I'm going to say object results will be a lot better. We've got that over there. Element OP QR. So I'm just going to go object results. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to delete that and go search results. And change that like that. All right, cool, easy done. So yeah, that's how I've done it. And then set of pages. So set of pages, that's going to be like that. Style height, we don't need to worry about. Search timeout, we've got in there. I'm just setting up all of this for when we actually do, well, we're implementing the pagination right now. We won't implement the search at the moment, but we will put in a bug to do it. Pretty quick and easy to do. All right, so let's have a look at the 500 now. So we're going to add object to wizard. We're going to go project. We still get a 500, but we get project 1 and nothing. And then if we have a look at this, we are potential object lists, missing 1 required positional argument, location ID. Potential object list missing 1 argument, location ID. All right, so we're going to go back to the back end. There's location ID. That's the current sprint we're on. If we go into the URLs, we've got to go to sprint information, delete, potential. We've got to add sprint ID in here. All right, how am I using this location ID in this particular case? I'm going to go through and double check that I'm not using it in any other way. So sprint ID equals the location ID. All right, so what I'm going to do, because we're only using sprint ID in this sort of case, I think this is perfectly fine to have this as sprint ID. Even though I do use it as location ID everywhere else, I'm actually going to undo that. Okay, cool. I'm being consistent with everywhere else. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And then, yeah, with the URLs, we've got that set up to be... Even though we're... What are we doing with tag ID? Yeah. All right, no, I'm changing my... sorry, I'm flip-flopping. All right, wherever it was. Shoot. That's permissions. All right, cool. So, gonna hit refresh. Everything's connected now, and we're gonna add object wizard. I'm gonna see if we can do projects now. We're getting another 500 object lookup. So it doesn't like project. All right, no, not a problem. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a breakpoint there. We're going to redo that. So I'm going to go and resend that. We hit this. We're going to step forward. We're going to step forward again. I'm going to have a look at the errors. Object lookup. This field is required. Okay, cool. So going with the wizard. Scrolling down. Sorry, I'm just going to minimize everything. I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to actually remove that breakpoint now because I know exactly what it is. Down here I've got an array of objects and it should be object lookup. Easy done. So we're just going to wait a little while whilst it compiles, and we're just going to hit refresh. There we go. We are going to add object wizard. We are going to go project. We are wondering what now. So unhashable type list. Cool. So that kind of means that I've gotten most of the way down here. I'm going to put a breakpoint right here. And I'm going to resend. We didn't get to that. All right, I'm going to put a breakpoint up here. And we're going to resend. Didn't get to that. I'm going to put a breakpoint here. We got to that. Holy hell. All right, get down there. No, bad. All right, so stepping over. Oh, object lookup. All right, I'm going to do that again because I didn't actually have a good enough look. So we're stepping over. So object lookup should be, oh, it's coming through as a list. All right, so this is an issue on the form itself. So what we want to do is we want to go back to these forms. So I want to go to that implementation. This is a multiple choice. That was a wrong thing to do. Sorry, this is just meant to be a choice field. We've just now got to wait for everything to reload again. I am just getting rid of that hash at the end. There we go. Everything's reloaded. We are going to now add object wizard. We are going to add a project. We've hit this now. So we're going to extend over. So yeah, that's a project. We've got nothing for the search. So this parent should work, this object should work, and this title should work. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit play, hope for the best. Boom. We've got some data. All right, so that is great news. Now we've got to sort of feed it where we want it to be fed. In this sort of case, what could we do? All right, what could I do? So I'm having a little bit of a think. I'm also looking at the new link wizard, and what actually happens is when it sends back data, so save links, no. Handle relationships, no. Get objects, so yada, 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 and then okay, yeah, they did just that. All right. And that will work perfectly fine. Okay, so at the front end, now that we can get this data, we need to put it in the right spot. So we've got the get object list, so everything goes fine. This ain't gonna work. So what we need to do is we'll still need this dot object results equals response dot data, and then we need to go this dot object model dot to lowercase, like that. In fact, I am going to copy all of these three other lines because they'll go in very, very quickly. And then this dot set of pages, that should all work. And then what I want to do is definitely not hit F1. Is I want to wait a little bit, reload. I'm going to put this to the right now because I'm quite happy with it and I want to show you guys what's actually happening. So when we get the projects, well, I forgot to get rid of this breakpoint. We get everything like that. All right, so, and this is fine for the moment. I know what's going to happen here. All right, so the problem is we can pick multiple objects to go in here, and that's why we had the original. Okay. So we probably don't want to do pagination for this. We actually want to get everything, and then the user can filter stuff down and Actually, no, it doesn't matter if they change pages and stuff like that. We'll still actually have that data within an array. And they're just ticking stuff. So I'm just having a good think how I can actually fix this up for everyone. And it got everything still. Oh god, it got everything. What the hell? It didn't, okay, cool. It thinks it's a, string. Alright, so it is getting late. I think this is one thing which we should come back to. And we'll have to write a reminder of what exactly I was doing. But we got some stuff done tonight. I do need to push a fix. All right. Yeah, I won't be able to complete this tonight, sadly. We're so close. But yeah, there's just a little bit more to do. I am glad I pushed what I did before, because I don't want to actually extract out what I did and all that kind of fun stuff with what is actually being implemented here. I'm gonna have to think about how this particular functionality works, because essentially a user might want to search and tick multiple things to add in at the same time. So whether or not it actually sends everything and then we handle the pagination on the front end, but that seems a bit extreme. But it can be done, not a problem. Or whether or not we only grab a little bit of data and when they tick, we still save that bit of information. And then we actually highlight it if it's, yeah. I will have to actually think about a bunch of things. So, let's find out who is currently streaming and go rate them. Because yeah, it's past 10 o'clock, I'm running out of steam. Yeah, it's time to move on. All right, we haven't seen Smalls for a while. So Smalls is a level editor. He isn't a level. Sorry, he's a level designer. So he edits levels and stuff like that and designs them, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, let's go rate Smalls. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for being here tonight. Yeah, we got a lot done. It's just we didn't get this last thing done, but what I'll do is I'll make some notes and stuff like that, and we'll actually give it a really good shot in the next stream. I should also start filling out the GDPR Wizards fixture with more data, so that way when we start writing the unit tests, we're making sure we're not deleting stuff we shouldn't be. So yeah. And once that is done and we're actually happy with everything, we will do an official release for that particular functionality. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much everyone, and I do hope you enjoy the next stream. And for those on YouTube, thank you very much for being here. Sadly, you won't be able to follow us, but yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.